Well,
It's okay.
go ahead. You guys start. I call him the Magic Man, but he's really a scientist that explores everything in the kitchen. I know. He is a magic man. Today, Dan Kohler is exploring the science of dry ice, and he's turning all of it into a tasty treat that apparently I was overlooked getting.
Well, here, I ate
No,
yours.
it's
share
okay.
with Christine.
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay.
All right, so let's
Thanks.
start with what is dry ice?
Dry ice it's an ice, but most of us, when we think of ices, we think that it is H2O, right? But dry ice is actually CO2. So it is compressed, frozen carbon dioxide. It's just like the breath you're exhaling every day.
And it's frozen?
It's frozen. Now, to get it frozen, as you can see, it's bubbling away right here. To freeze carbon dioxide, you have to compress it and bring it all the way down to the lovely, chilly, negative 109 degrees.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, that's
Is that
right.
what happens when
I
you
once-
breathe out and you get the stuff?
A little bit. That's when you can see your breath
Yeah.
in a
I once dated somebody whose heart was that cold.
Did you?
Yeah. It was
I'm sure Tasha.
Wow, you
I'm sure Tasha can add to that.
I was seeing X.
Oh my goodness! I think
Right.
Mark
Didn't
and I
work
need to
out.
talk.
So the really cool thing about carbon dioxide, when you get carbon dioxide down to this temperature, it undergoes something called sublimation coming back up. Sublimation is when an element skips a phase. The three material phases that we normally know are solid, liquid, and gas. Normally, like with water ice, with H2O ice, you go from solid to liquid, it melts, and then it evaporates and turns to steam, gas. Well, dry ice, or frozen CO2, skips the liquid phase, right? It's going straight from block to evaporation. This is called sublimation. So we skip that liquid phase, and that's what makes it really interesting as a tool in the kitchen and as an ingredient. So when we use it for shipping a lot of times because it keeps things very cold, but as you can see, it leaves no liquid residue. If I had a block of ice here, there'd be a lot of water there. You'd have liquid damage, but you don't have that with dry ice.
And you can't really touch it with your hands, right?
You can't. There are some safety precautions. Like I said, this is negative 109 degrees, so you want to be safe. You want to wear gloves, and even when I'm wearing gloves, I don't keep my hands on it. You
Why
don't want to
not?
have.
What'll happen?
You can burn. You can burn yourself with cold things as well as hot things, so you can get frostbite very quickly from this. And when you keep it at home, don't put it in your freezer because it's such a cold temperature. It will actually trick the thermometer in your freezer, and the freezer will shut off, thinking that it is cold enough. Wow. And because it's evaporating, it's creating carbon dioxide, right? So you don't want to keep it in your freezer also because there's a buildup of gas, and so it could blow the door open. So when I bring this home, I keep it in a cooler, and I don't lock the cooler so that if it needs to bubble up, it can.
Are there places on planet Earth that's that cold, 109 degrees?
No.
No.
But
I know, because I know
It
you
is
hear
in
like.
here sometimes.
but the places on
That was
Earth
a
where
direct shot at me, okay?
but the places on Earth where you can find this are very numerous. You can get dry ice, even though it's a very complicated chemical. You can get this at nearly every grocery store. They all have freezers of dry ice. You just have to ask for it at the checkout
And
counter.
yet, not at the North Pole.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? You think you could get dry ice at the North Pole?
Now today, I'm showing you how to use it in the kitchen. We're making some ice cream. So I had an ice cream base earlier, and you can find that recipe online. I pour it into the stand mixer, and then very slowly, over about 5 minutes, you see I'm taking some pulverized dry ice. And to make that, it's very easy. Just smash it up. And you don't have to worry about a mess because, like I said, this is just going to evaporate. There's not going to be any water.
Nothing
So
at all. You're making a mess.
I'm making a mess, but it will all evaporate. So I'm sprinkling this dry ice into the milk, and very slowly we're actually chilling the ice cream from inside out. With normal ice cream machines, you freeze the bowl and you stir ice cream.
So
right
you
now.
could commit a crime with dry ice, and it would just disappear.
Well, I'm sure that's been on Castle.
I know. Just saying,
Right.
you hit somebody over the head with a block of dry ice, there would be no
evidence.
murder weapon.
Oh, the perfect crime.
Now this is going to take about
Sorry.
This is going to take about 5 minutes, but while we're doing that, we're barreling up toward Halloween, so I think it's time to look at our favorite effect, right? Creating fog and mist. Now this is a perfect example of sublimation in action.
Oh.
That block of ice has gone straight from solid to the gaseous phase, and it will continue to just bubble over.
Wow.
You can get this effect really, really perfectly by dropping carbon dioxide, by dropping dry ice into hot water.
It got cool in here all of a sudden.
Look at that.
You can feel that. Did
And
you
it's a
feel the
perfect
temperature drop?
example. It's a great illustration of how cold air sinks to the bottom of the ground.
Wow.
Hot air
Hot air
rises.
rises.
Exactly.
We put those inside our pumpkins, and it makes the pumpkin.
There you go.
dance
It's a
like-
perfect Halloween effect.
That is so amazing.
Ooh, it's cool in here. Can you feel it?
Now, this has been done about 5 minutes,
Oh.
Look at that.
and I've already got ice cream.
5 minutes.
Isn't that crazy?
Here.
You are a scientist.
A little bit.
You really are. How long will that stay like that?
We've got, well, in hot water, it's going to go pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But if you put it in
If
cold
it's
water,
unstable, I heard it explodes.
right? But you don't
Okay,
want to put,
so
a lid on
probably
that.
go to a commercial
We should
and get
probably
out of
go
here
to a
really quick. More
we can play.
information. Go ahead.
Oh no, we can keep playing with it.
Oh, we can. More information, go to renegadekitchen.com and visit our Pinterest page for today's recipe. Tokes, I know you have to take off, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to send some dry ice with you for your birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, I think it
So
would be
put your
fun.
birthday cake in it. So
Yeah.
keep it fresh. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. When we come back, Debbie, you're up.
Did you say if it's unstable, it explodes? I'm right here, Mark. I'm right here. Baby hacks when we come back. Pool noodles and baby shoes.